you want profits or do you want complete safety? Profits does not grow on trees. Understand this clearly. Profits grows on volatility. And if you can't stay in the market with high volatility, then understand that you won't get higher returns unless you are too lucky, damn lucky, coming at the bottom and riding till the top. But still, you will have a lot of dips like this. So be clear, there are tons of materials available in the internet to study this, to learn how to make profits. Fine. But today, the core area of our discussion will not only be this, but giving you the right perspective about where we are in the market cycle would be our main aim. So we would discuss the charts, the TA, and what the charts actually show us. What are the possibilities? Because many are looking at the market like this market cycle is over. Instead of taking your own opinion, look at the charts and understand what the charts show you about where in the market cycle it is. That's the best thing to do. So today we are going to detail that. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. So the days of chaos, crypto crash, everything is kind of getting to the bottom. So what after the crash, right? What can we look in the future? Now, that's not like 10 years from now, 5 years from now. We are looking for next 1 year, 2 year. Why? Even that's really unpredictable. But as we are already in this market from last 4 years, now we are looking at what we thought would happen after 4 years back in 2017 or early 2018 when the market was dipping. Right? So now we take all of those factors in to understand something. Say for example, this is an asset which kind of bottomed by late 2018 itself, which is Chainlink, and was moving higher from that moment. So understand 2019, 2020, and till this moment in 2021, this was going high. This was actually moving higher. Right? So that's an asset which just moved 875 days to the upside. Now, what you have to understand is you can just go into all the different asset class and look at this. Say for example, this is a Bitcoin inside crypto asset class. Now we are looking at Bitcoin. Say for example, from the second bottom which it put in, or the rally, the beginning of the rally, it was like 850 days. It reached its top. So now when you look at the market right now, if you are considering this as the bottom, which there would be still a little bit of confusion, because looking at the market cycle, there was one bottom which was the bottom, and then a higher low there, retesting that one and then moving higher. So for XRP, there is a little bit of confusion in between whether this is the bottom or this one, because this is March 20th where XRP bottomed. All the other assets bottomed or went so low here in 2019, and for XRP in 2019 we didn't do that, right? The capitulation came in here. So yeah, let's detail that afterwards. But right now when you look at the market, you get a lot of different opinions. So let's go through these one by one. So this is Chainlink. Say the move here in the impulsive wave 1, you went like 20-23x. Fine, that's great. After which you went through 370 days of consolidation. You have to understand the day it broke above was here, which took after 370 days. So if you didn't have patience to go through that, you had this 20x return, I agree. But here is another, understand this wave is another like 1.5 to 2x of what happened here. So that kind of gives you the ability to understand that the market just did absolutely stunning. So if you were holding from here till the stop, you're kind of up 300x already, not the 20x, 300x. Now those who held on to this asset through the volatility of, massive volatility, we can see that, and 300 days of doing nothing, you can see 150 days of doing nothing, you can say that, right? Because I see a lot of newbies saying my asset didn't do anything in last 4 months, last 5 months. For me, that's an opportunity that particular 40, 50 days or 90, 100 days is well moved in that market. Now you come to this chart to understand this. So when you are looking at the cycle, you knew 875 days is what it took, but do understand this. In that 875 days, 370 days consolidated here, then 150 days consolidated here. So that directly gives you the idea that you have already consolidated 520 days out of 875 days. Now, if you take this into account, 3 months here, that's like you have already consolidated like 620 days out of 875 days of bull market. So understand what was the upside. So if you missed that 200 days of upside in that one, in Link, that's the case. Now you look at XRP. All the other assets which we are looking at the entire market cycle here, if you take that into perspective for the altcoin market, you kind of see like, around 800 days, 850 days of upside, agreed. But in that one, XRP did only 300 days of upside. So that means in that 850 days of upside, XRP didn't join the party last time. It did only 300 days. Now, get this point correctly. Right now in this market cycle, XRP has already joined that race to the upside. Now, looking at this market, you also have to understand, say from this top towards the retest of that top, it was like 833 days. Now get this correctly. From the top to the new top, it took 833 days. Now, if you look at the current cycle in the altcoin market, you kind of definitely understand that, okay, that's not the case this time, right? So to get that perspective clearly, I will actually take you guys in live chart there for altcoin market cap and just show you. Say, for example, this is the top, and from that top, it's already 1,200 days. Okay, fine. Now, the day we retested that top, here, okay, I'll just clear all of this and give you right perspective here. So from this top to the retest of this top, it took like 1,150 days. Correct. Fine. So what were you looking at in the market? Last time it took like 833 days. So it's like 400 days extra in this cycle. Fine. Now after that top, from that retest of the new top, it took like around 650 days to reach a new top. Okay, fine. So what does that count in? If you are taking this from here and plotting 650 days, you are way moving into late 2022. Now I know majority will have a different opinion here. So, it's going to be different. Now you're looking at different cases, right? So if you consider that, you are extending all the way into, mid to late 2022. Now, in the other case, the main stuff you have to understand is that in this 1,500 days of total cycle from this top to the bottom and till the new top, you did like 385 days of upside, which is the major upside after the consolidation here. Within that one, only 196 days was the huge upside, which is the wave 2 of the market cycle. Now get this clear. 196 days out of 1,500 days. If you were out of the market, you missed like 80% of the gain. So now it's your choice. So from this point, if we are taking that into consideration, say we are kind of reducing into total market cycle just equal to this, we don't consider, okay, fine, the market cycle is going to repeat exactly the same day, then you still only have like 280 days. So the question easily comes to this point. Can you wait 280 days in that case? Now in the other case scenario, that 280 days can be a consolidation here. We just reached the retest of the top, we consolidated around 350 days, and then we moved higher. So those who say different opinion, that's their opinion. I respect that. But for me, the chart says something different. Say if I take XRP from this bottom, it's been 434 days. So what we just saw here in Link is like it went 875 days. So that means for XRP, I still have like 400 days more. That's insane. Understand, in this 400 days, that's kind of the initial part of the bull run, and you have already done like 16-17x. That's not a small deal, because last time in the XRP market cycle, in the first wave structure, when the entire assets was moving up, XRP didn't do much, and this time it did 16x. Now that's just the calculation part of it. So if you just look at what the wave structure or the market cycle or the pattern shows you, you're kind of having this retest here, because in this one you corrected like 80-85%. My mistake, 78%. That's kind of wave 1 correction. Then in wave 2, the problem was we started from this bottom here, right? So if you really want to calculate how much we did till this point, it's like 10x. Now that's not a bad stuff, because last time when we moved higher in wave 2 starting, the starting point was like 12x. So this time 10x, fine. Then we corrected 60%. Right now, if you look at the structure, we have corrected 58%. That's not bad. This is not saying XRP is not going higher. It's just showing you what XRP can do from here. Say this is the bottom which we put in. From there to the top, it was somewhere like 15,000%. That's 150x. So we bottomed somewhere around 0.9 and up. My mistake, 0.88, say, give or take. So from there, if you put this 150x into perspective, you are going way into the 3 digits, and many have doubts whether it's going to do that. So to just put what's gonna be ahead is like this, say 16x, 17x from the bottom. So you can just take this as the bottom, fine, and you plot that 16, 17x to understand where you're gonna reach somewhere there. So that's $15, $16, $13 to $15, $18 mark if you wanna follow this structure. Now understand, there has been difference. Say in the first wave here, we did like 139%. Fine, great. But in this cycle, we have done like 500%. So there can be fluctuation which extends way higher than this level for wave 2. Right, great. Then we correct back down, maybe 60%, maybe 70%, we don't know. But last time it was 75%. So to put that into perspective, if we correct from there, we are like this. We are coming all the way back down, and put that into perspective clearly, that was the all-time highs before. So that's retesting the all-time highs. Now, you come here, you look at this structure, you plot this one. The retest of the highs happened here, but at this time, it was lower. So it definitely makes sense that if we go higher and come back, it should retest this level, because this level was not tested in this cycle. Then from there, how much did we actually move? Say from this was the bottom there, and till the top we moved like 35x. Okay, so for that into perspective, from this all-time high, if we are counting that, say 35x takes us to $150. Okay, even if it is $50, is it bad? No, right? Because most of them are saying you should get after the market way earlier. Now it's up to you, it's your decision. But looking at the structure which one of the assets just gave you, now there are a lot of different assets you want. If you want to follow, you can follow, because these assets were moving to the upside when the entire market was going to the downside. Say XRP did its bottom here in the crash of March 2020. Understand that. Then just for XRP, we had that SEC kind of issue, and we dropped in December again. But say for example, if you look in if you look at Link, this is what you see. And if you actually go into synthetics token, that's say dollar, in the dollar terms. And if I'm putting that into perspective on a weekly chart, for synthetics, I'm kind of looking at it like this. Fine, great. So what are you seeing here? We had a long consolidation after the accumulation range. Fine, great. So here what you see is like it went till the top through the roof. During that bull market, you came back down, you hit the bottom by the late December of 2018, right? Near the end of that year. Fine. That was something similar to Link. Great. Now, if you take this into perspective, from this bottom till this top here, you have already done like 933x. Now that's massive. Now understand this. This is your consolidation range somewhat, right? You had the base here, you retested this, you capitulated, you came back, broke through and retested that level. So it kind of gives you an idea that this was the accumulation range. So to put that into correct viewpoint, this is what the accumulation range looks like. Fine. So from there, you kind of moved to the upside. Boom, wave 1 corrected, wave 2 corrected, wave 3, and it looks like a bull flag right now. So it's questionable whether that's the top. But even if it moves from there, common sense is you buy at the bottom, sell at the top. So if something has already went like 1000x, now the opinion or the decision lies with you. Okay, anyway, the idea here is that we travel that high. From the retest of the all-time highs here, it took like 553 days. Now, in that 553 days, just after the retest of the all-time highs, you consolidated 200 days. Now, this is giving you guys the right perspective of what we are going to do in this cycle, meaning these assets have gone up in this cycle, right? So we are not taking something else and putting it here from the last market cycle. We are taking this market cycle of a couple of assets in this asset class. So now take this and plot it here. It was like 370 days of consolidation. Fine, great. So that means we have a long consolidation, and that's the possibility. And if you can't digest these kind of consolidation coming up, and if you're feeling like the market cycle is over, it's up to you. You can take that decision. But understand, for XRP, if you consider this as the bottom, it's 434 days. You still have 400, 450 days a minimum. And then if you look at the consolidation here, it was only 126 days. So the next time it happens, usually it's kind of a little bit lower. So you can anticipate like 90 to 100 days, and that's fine, because that's just 3 months. There are guys like us who are holding all the way from 2017 and still inside this asset. Why? Because we believe in the fundamentals. If you see the recent updates, see this tweet from Wrath of Kahanman highlights that pretty clear, crystal clear, right? It shows you new forms of cross-border and cross-currency settlements, and it gives you that Ripple Connect, Ripple liquidity. Now understand, use of crypto assets as a bridge currency. Now understand, this is coming from central banking side of it, right? And it's written by whom? Understand this name. This name is so famous to understand where it is going through. So this is 4 central banks, and they are understanding that there is a bridge currency which can be used, and that's Ripple liquidity. That's not something small. Now then you come into a lot of different ideas. Say this is from XRP updates bot, and it shows you this big win for Ripple. So on a shorter time frame, news structure, you're seeing kind of positive stuff coming out. And for the long macro stuff, that's boom. Meaning central bank digital currencies are here, if you agree or not, and it's being highlighted here. So this is something similar to what you're seeing here. And then you move here for IMF. Yeah, nothing actually pointed this one out, showing RippleNet is all over there, highlighting wholesale central bank digital currency. Now, I agree, there would be nations, socialist nations going for retail central bank digital currency. But at the same time, you have a majority of nations which are kind of capitalistic in nature. They would be moving for a wholesale central bank digital currency. If you go through these documents, if you have time, read through it. It gives you a ton of information. We have already went through a ton of them. So we already understand how this is progressing just with the headlines, because we went through the last one. We understand that. So now US is saying they are kind of, moving into this area, and they are looking for financial stability. They understand the adoption of cryptocurrencies is going through the roof. We went through $2.5 trillion, way down to 1.5 now. So they understand if the wave 1 move took us to 2.5 trillion, and if you're taking the correction 1.5, next time we're going to go to 5 trillion, 8 trillion, 10 trillion in wave 2. That's huge, because that's the size of a lot of different economies added, right? Not, the US, China, other stuff, the other countries within this. Now, look at what's happening. Now, this is the summary from Ripple, the company itself, tweeting this out. The global shift to explore CBDCs. Now, this is what we just stated here. And once that is going through, you need to understand we are not in an asset which doesn't have that fundamental issue. Now, if you're a fundamental investor, you're looking for the fundamentals and just the market cycle. You're not in for the daily volatility. You're not considering volatility, because we understand that if there is no volatility, you don't have profits. If the price is staying stable, how can you make profits? Unless the price is going up and down. This is why I say those who complain that the market is going down have to understand there are a lot of people who are saying, okay, I missed the boat, it went up. Now, this is your time, if you want to get into that. Now, this I know is a little bit old news. You all have seen through this, but understand this. When an individual like this is stating that the train has already left the station, or the fundamentals are so strong for this particular asset, you can digest it properly or you can just spit it out. That's completely up to you. Now, as you're watching through this fundamentals and the technicals plotted here for you, you can support the channel just by hitting that like and subscribe button, and understand these kind of updates for various different assets in your portfolio, because all of them are in red. You can understand which one asset is right now in wave 1, which is going to do that wave 2, which is going to be massive. Are you in that asset? There would be a set of assets which are going to do wave 2. Are you in that? If you want that kind of an idea, saying your portfolio, you have a lot of different assets. If that's already in wave 3, you should be slowly reducing your exposure there, right? So to get all of these ideas, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, where I post regularly, every day, a lot of charts and idea for trading and getting profits in this volatile market. If you want that, you can look at that. But now it's the end of this month, so if you have a little bit more patience, you can enroll next month early. So guys, I definitely believe you received value for your time, and if you did, please do hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already done that. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.